Good morning YouTubians, it's Conga. It's a bank holiday Monday and it's a Blu-ray release day. I'm going to head up to the town in a moment, show you exactly what is out, show you my pickups as well. Last week I wasn't here, I was down on Jurassic Coast. I did some fossil hunting, showing a little bit of history and some Blu-ray hunting, so I'll incorporate that video into this one. So it's going to be a mishmash of holiday and Blu-ray hunting, so stick with it. Maybe if you want to, you can skip through the holiday section. It's going to be about 15-20 minutes. But you might find something of interest. I'm going to grab a coffee as well today, show you what's out, and then I'll take you back, show you all the pickups. So it's going to be a long one today. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in HMV. Okay, so here I am in McDonald's in Brighton. Oddly enough, I didn't order that, ordered porridge, but there you go, I'll take that. And here it is, the Arabica bean coffee. That's right, Big Paulie, the Arabica bean coffee. Can't start your morning without a nice hot McDonald's latte. So here we are going into HMV, got the Lightyear poster there advertising this week's big release. There was no The Mummy or Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell from Second Sight today in HMV, spoiler alert. So we'll go over now and see what is new and trending this week. So as the poster suggests, the big release this week is Lightyear. Comes on 3 formats. You've got the Blu-ray here in an 11mm spine at $14.99. No slipcover for this one today. You've also got the 4K released at $24.99, comes with a lovely slip and a 14mm spine, and there's a DVD priced at $9.99. This is from 2022, has a runtime 105 minutes and has a PG certificate, and Buzz Lightyear is voiced by Chris Evans, and this is an Agnes McLean directed release. Next is a Blu-ray release from Mubai called Benedita. This is priced at $14.99, comes with a slipcover. There's also a DVD available for $9.99. It's from 2021, has a runtime of 131 minutes. It carries an 18 certificate, which isn't surprising when you consider the director is Paul Verhoeven. This stars Charlotte Rampling. Next is the 88 film's Killer's Moon from the director Alan Birkinshaw. This horror is from 1978. It has a runtime of 93 minutes, carries an 18 certificate, comes with a lovely slipcover and is priced at $14.99. Next is a Criterion release from 1983. It's The Big Chill. 105 minutes this one, and it has a very impressive cast. You've got Tom Berenger, Glenn Close, Jeff Goldblum, William Hurt and Kevin Kline. This is priced at $22.99. Next is a BFI release of a film with an oxymoron title. It's All My Friends Hate Me. It's from 2021, has a runtime of 93 minutes and carries a 15 certificate. It's yours for just $15.99. Next is a network release of Please Sir. This film is from 1971. It's based on a TV series which ran from 1968 to 1972, directed by Mark Stewart and stars John Alderton and Noel Howlett. This is yours for $14.99. Next is the 1966 film The Sandwich Man. Has an amazing cast. Got Michael Bentine, Harry H. Corbett, Diana Dawes, Bernard Cribbins, Stanley Holloway, Ron Moody, Terry Thomas, Norman Wisdom. All this is yours for $14.99. Next is a Peccadillo Pictures release of Swan Song from 2021, 105 minutes. And this is about a formerly flamboyant hairdresser who takes a long walk across a small town to style a dead woman's hair. This is available on Blu-ray and DVD, $9.99 for the DVD, $12.99 for the Blu-ray. Next is an 88 Films release of Drive in 4K, also comes with a Blu-ray. It's from 1997, this one. You've got one movie, 2 cuts, total runtime 118 minutes, has an 18 certificate, it's priced at $24.99. There's a separate image on the case as there is to the slip box. Next is the documentary Explorer Ranulph Fiennes, Survivor Rebel Icon. This man is dubbed the world's greatest living explorer, and yes, I would agree with that. $19.99 for this one. Next is the 4K release of The Outfit from Dazzler Media from 2022, 105 minutes. The Blu-ray came out on the 1st of August. This is priced at $19.99 and it comes with a nice slipcover. Next is a network release of Conga. This is a B-movie. It's a creature feature set in London from 1961, has a runtime of 90 minutes, and is priced at $14.99. And as I was leaving HMV today, I spotted this Funko Pop of the T-Rex versus the Velociraptor. Huge pop. Well, the box is huge. The poster at the back is taking up most of the room. To be fair, the T-Rex is kind of cute. And this is a good segue into my holiday vlog and a little bit of fossil hunting. Good morning YouTubians, it's Conga. It's Friday. I'm about to embark on my trip down to the Jurassic Coast. All I've got to do now is fill up the car with petrol. It's all packed up, ready to go. So let's hit the road and see what awaits. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so my daughter and her partner have taken us camping for 6 days on the Jurassic Coast. Now, I've only experienced camping twice in my entire life. Once was at school, and that was an awful week. I had food poisoning the whole time, and I was just constantly being sick. Second time, it rained the entire time we were there as well, so I'm a bit apprehensive about going camping again, but here it is. This is a location. It's Breedy Farm, which is a stone's throw away from the town of Bridgeport. It's got this beautiful position right next to a stream. I'm going to go down there in a second and film a very gnarly looking tree, but we don't often get peaceful locations like this in Brighton, so it was a joy. Gotta say that overhead is a helicopter. It sounds like the Predator is in the area, but no, it's a helicopter. Not sure what they're searching for, but look at this tree. It's like something at the Poltergeist. Now, this is not the only running water on the farm. You've got taps there to get fresh water to drink and make cups of tea. There's shower units, so you can go and have a nice hot shower, toilets, all that. All the facilities are here, and it's just a little walk over to the farm itself. But I will take you over there at the end of this video. But I can hear that they are cooking up on the top, so I'm going to go up top and get something to eat. So as you can see, there's some sausages and meat skewers on the go. Now there's only a few other tents in this section. There is another section just across the bridge, and the bridge is by that blue tent there. This is for over 18s only, but there's a more family-friendly area just across the way. So it's the next day, and it's a little bit windy up here on the cliff. We are at a place called Durdle Door. It's about 350 feet up. There's very little in the way of stopping you from going over the edge. There's a little bit of rope here, you can see. Now the arch you just saw in the sea is well over 1,000 years old, so it's likely to be there for some time. It comes from the name Durdle, which means pierce. So these bays are actually privately owned, but public access has been granted by the Lulworth estate, which is in the hands of the Weld family. I'm going as close to the edge as I dare. Now the rock formations in the water there in this bay are named Man of War, not because of the jellyfish, but because they resemble the old fighting ships. This bay is also known as Durdle Door East. It's a shingle beach with no lifeguards, so if you decide to take a swim out to the rock formation, which is around about 100 meters out, you'll need to be a good swimmer. Very impressive views from up here though. A little bit windy, I must say. Good place to dry your washing. So here we are down on the beach. Now, word of advice, if you're coming down here, bring plenty of fluids, as there's nothing down here but beach, not a single place to get a cuppa. And with the high chalk cliffs, the sun reflects something fierce, so sun cream is a must. Although it looks pretty cloudy today, the sun soon came out and we were all roasting. But what a view that is of Durdle Door. Well, I'm a few meters up the beach now, and you can see it's cloudy here, but the skies are clearing on the horizon, and I'm going to attempt to stroll up to that cave right there. Well, it's a bit of a hike, but it was worth it. I've come as far as you can go along the coast here without having to swim out to the next bay. Beautiful place. I'll show you around. You've got like a archway there that you could swim through if you're a good swimmer. This is as far as it goes here. Chalk cliffs all the way around. There's nobody on this part of the beach. Got this rock stack. You got an old sailing ship. I don't know if you can make that out at all. Right on the horizon. Old sailing ship. Yeah, this is timeless. This could be 500 years ago. Okay, so half hour later, we have just arrived at a pub. We've just come from that beach with the huge cliff face that we had to climb to get out. And now we're going to get something to eat and maybe a little drinky as well. Nothing alcoholic for me because I don't drink. So let's pop inside and see what this pub's like. So I recommend this bar, the Red Lion. It's a lovely place. The food is delicious. The staff are friendly. The place is very clean. All the old original features. Just a really nice place to go.
It's ready for you. Okay. Thank you.
So this is my lunch. There's homemade coleslaw. There's a baguette there with roast ham and 4 different cheeses and chips as well. Looks absolutely delicious and very well priced. Right, today is Sunday. The clouds are parting, blue skies on the horizon. Going to head down the coast, maybe 20-25 minutes away. There's a place called Lyme Regis, and I've heard it's very good. I've read about it actually. It's very good for finding fossils, hopefully an ammonite or 2, or you never know, the discovery of the lifetime, a new breed of dinosaur. Doubt it, but you never know. Gonna grab a coffee as well because I've not had a coffee in a couple of days, getting a bit of a headache now, and maybe look around the shops as well. So gonna make a day of it in Lyme Regis. Hopefully it's a nice place. Let's head off. Regis on Monmouth Beach, so called the Jurassic Beach. So we're going to have a look, full of rocks. Have a look, crack a couple open, see what we can find. Well, as you can see, the first time on this beach I was a little bit unprepared, didn't have a hammer and a chisel, but we did go back and get one. I will show you what I found at the end of the video, and my daughter's finds too. So this, as I mentioned, is Monmouth Beach. It's famous for being the main area that Mary Anning collected and sold fossils. Mary Anning was portrayed by Kate Winslet in the movie Ammonite in 2020. And as well as being a worldwide respected paleontologist, she is also the subject of the tongue twister. She sells seashells on the seashore. Can't tell you how many times I had to practice saying that. So while I'm here, I'll give you a few facts about Mary Anning. She was born right here in Lyme Regis on the 21st of May, 1799. And she passed away after suffering from breast cancer on the 9th of March, 1847, aged just 47 years old. And talking about cliff edges earlier, her father, who'd been suffering from tuberculosis, fell to his death from one of the surrounding cliff tops, aged only 44 years old. He left his wife and children in debt and with no visible income.
Right, Roscoe, I've got 4%.
Okay, so we are stopping off at a seaside restaurant for a quick bite to eat and a cup of coffee after a hard slog fossil hunting. Tell you, it was like being at the gulag breaking rocks. Anyway, that coffee was lukewarm and the cheesy chips were really greasy, but I gotta say that the tea and scones looked all right to me. Right there is a gluten-free roll. Not sure why we ordered that. The garlic bread had little to no flavour, and my chair was constantly knocked as people walked by. So, not a good experience overall, I would say. Ooh, God, those chips, awful. This is a couple of days later. The rain is coming down. Got a drip on the right hand side of the lens, which is getting on my nerves. Found a CEX. There's no HMV in Weymouth, but they do have a CEX, so obviously I'm going to pop in there, have a quick look around, see what they got. Wish I'd noticed that drip earlier. It's probably going to get in the way of a lot of footage, but here we go. Now, is it me, or does this rocky price keep changing in CEX? It goes from £12 one day to 15, back to 12, back up to 15. I think it's back down to 12 again. So first on the shelf for £6, American Tale from 1986, directed by Don Bluth, great animated film. Then we got Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein from 1943, great cast, includes Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Jr. Then there's Aeroplane. This is from 1980, it's a steelbook, £15. Not sure if that's a good price or not, because I don't collect steelbooks. Then the 4K section is Atomic Blonde from 2017 and sci-fi film Annihilation, very good movie. Then Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down, then Bad Boys 2, Battleship with Rihanna, and then Beetlejuice and The Doors. Then there's Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, the sing-along edition. Then we got Uncharted there for £20, seems like a little bit steep to me. Then there's, what have we got? Grease with the late Olivia Newton-John, the biopic of Rocket Man, then Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, then The Martian, and then Aladdin. Then back to the Blu-rays, there's a few copies of The Bad Lieutenant, the Harvey Keitel version, and then there's the Batman animated collection for £40. That seems to be holding its price pretty well. Then there's this film, Cabin in the Woods, the HMV exclusive steelbook, which is fetching around £30 on eBay at the moment. So £8 is a pretty good deal, and the condition is minty, but without a hole in the middle. There's also this Candyman Savvy exclusive steelbook for £10. It's going for £16 on Amazon, so a £6 saving there. So we're coming up onto the last day now. My wife and I did a coffee run into Bridgeport whilst getting petrol for the journey home, and my daughter and her partner sourced some Danishes. So we're going to eat this, drink that, and then we're going to plan to head to the beach for one last fossil hunt. But before we go, I want to show you a very impressive find from my daughter and her partner. And I'm not sure what this fossil is. It's not an ammonite. To me, it looks like a prehistoric bug, similar to an arthropod. So this is the campsite for the over 18s at Brady Farm. There is a bigger area joined to this, but I want to do a walkthrough for my own memory. Feel free to skip past this bit. It goes on for a couple of minutes, but there are some nice shots of the area, and there's a few nature shots. There's a few birds' nests, which I will point out a little bit later. Okay, so last clip, I promise. Now we're on Bridgeport Beach. Quite notorious for fossils as well. Brought a hammer and chisel this time. So I'm going to show you up in the corner the fossils that I managed to dig out from this little section of the Jurassic Coast. Hey everybody, welcome back. There are 23 titles to talk about. However, I'm not going to go through them all because that would take forever. I'll concentrate on, say, the top 7, and then I'll just do a quick run through of the others whilst they're on the shelf, because otherwise you'll be here all night. So let's crack on with it. Okay, so first title to show you, which came out last week. I watched it a few nights ago. Still holds up. Good film. Dog Soldiers, a British horror from 2002. I guess it's released to coincide with the 20th anniversary. Directed by Neil Marshall. This is his first feature film, actually. Hasn't made a great deal since. 7 films in total, including the latest Hellboy movie. But he's worked mainly in TV, directing episodes like the pilot episode of Timeless. That's the Abraham Lincoln assassination episode. As well as a few Game of Thrones and Westworld as well. As I mentioned, this was his first film, and it's a werewolf movie set in the Scottish Highlands. You got a squad of British soldiers and they're sent on an exercise up against the SAS, but they end up fighting a bunch of werewolves instead. They all take refuge in a farmhouse, and it's a case of who will last the night. As werewolf movies go, this is one of the best ones. It stars Liam Cunningham, that's Davos Seaworth from Game of Thrones. You've got Sean Pertwee, that's Alfred Pennyworth from Gotham, and Kevin McKidd from Trainspotting. He was Tommy Mackenzie in that one. This has got a runtime of 105 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So that is the disc. So that was Dog Soldiers, and it comes in this lovely black case. Okay, next title to show you, which also came out last week, is Red Rock West. It's a neo-noir from 1993. It's a John Dole directed film. He's worked mainly in television since. He's worked on The Dexter Show, 16 episodes he directed on that, SEAL Team, Yellowstone, and a whole bunch of others. This stars Nicolas Cage as an ex-Marine who's fallen on hard times. He's living out of his car, his job's fallen through, so he drifts into Red Rock, Wyoming, and he's quickly mistaken for a hitman who's hired to kill a woman. He's given a stack of cash. Now, being in the situation he's in, he goes along with the mistaken identity, so he takes the money, and that's where things start to take a turn for the worst. As with most neo-noir films, they're not really humorous stories. The actual hitman, played by Dennis Hopper, turns up, and he's not really pleased with what's just transpired. I'll leave it at that one. This also stars J.T. Walsh, the late J.T. Walsh, great character actor. You've got Laura Flynn Boyle in this from Twin Peaks, Timothy Carhart from Yellowstone, and Dwight Yoakam from Cry Macho. It's got a runtime of 100 minutes, this one. Let's open it up, take a look inside. Well, it comes with a slip, and the same image is on the actual cover as well. You get a small poster, a 36-page booklet, a DVD and a Blu-ray. Both have the cover artwork on them, and a reversible cover with the age logos removed. So that was Red Rock West. Next is a Buster Keaton film from Eureka, and it is Sap Head. Now, Buster was just 25 years old when he made this film, and it is his first feature film where he played the lead character. Now, he's playing Bertie Van Alstyne. The original stage performance of Bertie was portrayed by Douglas Fairbanks, and he couldn't do the film as he had prior commitments, so he recommended Buster to the director, and he got the role instead. Bertie is the son of a very rich man. He's in love with his adopted sister Agnes, moving along there. Bertie's sister's husband is having an affair, and things get complicated when his mistress dies, leaving the baby behind. Irving Cumming plays the brother-in-law villain Mark Turner, and he's also worked with Buster after this alongside Roscoe Arbuckle in the western called The Roundup. Buster was actually playing a Native American in that, and he's uncredited. This has got a runtime of just 84 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So there's the slip. This is an exclusive slip because I ordered it for day one release because I'm a big fan of Buster Keaton. It's got a different image to the actual cover there. So that is nice. I should be keeping this. There is a 32-page booklet included. We have a different image put onto the disc. And we have the original poster there and Buster's love interest, Agnes, on the inside cover. So that was the 102-year-old film Sap Head. Okay, next title to show you, which came out today, is Lightyear. Now this is a spin-off of the Toy Story franchise. It's been available to watch on Disney Plus streaming site since the 3rd of August, I believe. Follows the real-life character of Buzz Lightyear, not the toy. Now before I get started on this, I will point out it's got some controversy over a same-sex kiss in the film. I've not seen the movie, so I can't tell you whether it's crucial to the storyline or just to please a certain demographic. Buzz is being voiced by Chris Evans, not Tim Allen, and Disney's reason behind this is understandable, I suppose. You got Tim's voice was for the action figure, Chris is for the real life character, and they wanted to keep the toy world separate from reality, even though they're both CGI, if that makes sense. Music is provided by Michael Giacchino, and I've mentioned it before in other videos. He's worked on Up, Incredibles, Ratatouille, and many, many others. He's a brilliant composer. Directed by Agnes MacLean, who... this is his first feature film, I believe. He's worked on a couple of Toy Story shorts before, but that's it. It's got a runtime of 105 minutes. It comes with a filmmaker's commentary. Let's take a look inside. So there is a plain blue disc. And once again, Disney have gone for the 11mm spine. So that was Lightyear. Next title is Conga. This is a creature feature shot in South London, but it's distributed by American International Pictures. This 1961 flick is a B-movie through and through. It stars Michael Gough, who, not that one, Michael Gough, who was actually starred as Alfred Pennyworth in the Batman franchise, which ran from 1989 through to 97. How many people play Pennyworth over the years? Now, he's playing Charles Decker. He's a botanist who's discovered a way to increase an object's mass, be it plant or animal. So the mad scientist uses his serum on a chimpanzee. I'll repeat that, a chimpanzee, named Conga, which turns out to be a monstrous beast, and he sets him loose in London to kill off his enemies. Enemies, they're more just other scientists that achieve more in life. Decker's love interest, Margaret, is played by Margot Johns, who gives Conga another dose of serum out of spite because she notices that Decker's in love with another woman. And then Conga grows to a massive size, too big to handle. And by the way, Paul Stockholm is the actor in the gorilla suit. Yes, gorilla. Apparently the serum changes the species too. I told you it was a B movie. This little gem has got a runtime of 90 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the front image has been put onto the disc. There is a 12-page limited edition booklet. And on the reverse of the cover there are images of the original posters. So that was the 1961 film Conga. Okay, next title to show you is courtesy of Mr. Jamie Powell. Thank you, mate. We met by chance in Bournemouth last week. Very strange. He gave me this film. It's Magnificent Doll, which stars Ginger Rogers as Dolly Payne. She's a young woman who went on to become the First Lady. Now, if I say any more than that, I'm going to go into spoiler territory, but it is 82 years old to be fair. So it starts off in the War of 1812. If you don't know what that is, that's the war between the United Kingdom and America. And then the story goes into flashback form. She marries a man that she's never met before, which is set up by her father. The man is John Todd, who actually dies just a few years later from yellow fever. Further on, she meets two very strong characters. First is Aaron Burr, played by David Niven, great actor, and then James Madison, played by Burgess Meredith from Rocky. Now, Aaron and James went on to hold very high positions in politics in America, and she does marry one of them, but I'll leave it there. Filmed in black and white and is 1.37, aka the Academy ratio, which is pretty much 4:3, but let's not get into that stuff. It's got a runtime of 95 minutes. I watched this the other day. It's a good movie. Let's take a look inside. So one of the images from the front covers has been put onto the disc. So there is a reverse image. I'm not sure if this is actually a reverse image or that one is, but that was what was on the inside when Jamie gave it to me. So that was Magnificent Doll. Okay, next and last is The Weatherman. This is directed by Gore Verbinski. I do like that director. In fact, I own all the films he's done to date. The only one I was missing was this. So I should say thank you to Jamie Powell for showing me it's been released. He got the USA version during the trade recently. However, this one's from Germany. This was made between the two Pirates of the Caribbean films, Black Pearl and Dead Man's Chest in 2005. It stars Nicolas Cage, Sir Michael Caine, God bless you, sir. Nicholas Hoult and Hope Davis. Now Nick is playing the title character David Spritz. He's a weatherman who lives in the shadow of his successful father Robert, played by Sir Michael Caine, who in the movie has just been told he's just got a few months to live. Now David is separated from his wife Noreen, played by Hope Davis. His son Mike is seeing a counsellor and he's claiming that he's abusing him, and his daughter Shelley is slowly distancing herself away from him. So you could say things are not great. Now during the film, David is constantly having items thrown at him when he walks down the street. Now he believes this is because people don't respect him, as his job is very well paid and it's a very easy gig. But it doesn't stop him going for a better paid position in New York City. This comedy drama has a runtime of 102 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So it's just a plain disc, and it has a reverse cover with the Age logo removed. So that was The Weatherman. Okay, so here's the rest. First one's the 7-Ups from 1973, a gritty cop film starring Roy Schneider. Then it's Next Stop Greenwich Village, which was filmed in 1976 and set in 1953 and stars Christopher Walken and Shelley Winters. Next is Mr. Majestic. It's an action film from 1974 starring Charles Bronson and it's directed by Richard Fleischer. Next is a 2021 Japanese anime film, Belle, which takes its inspiration from the 1756 Beauty and the Beast. Next is Josei the Tiger and the Fish. It's a 2020 Japanese animated romantic comedy drama directed by Kotaro Tamara. Next is the film directed by Hiro Sotosaki. It's a 2020 Japanese animated film, Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Then River's Edge from 1986, a crime drama directed by Tim Hunter starring Keanu Reeves and Dennis Hopper. Then I picked up Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway for £4. It was written, directed and produced by Will Gluck. Couple of older films now. First one is Rawhide from 1951. It's a western directed by Henry Hathaway and stars Tyrone Power and Susan Hayward. Then I grabbed The Sun Also Rises. This is from 1957. It's a drama, again starring Tyrone Power and this time Ava Gardner, directed by Henry King. Then I picked up this 1948 thriller, The Iron Curtain. This one stars Gene Tierney and Dana Andrews. Then I picked up Panic in the Streets. It's a 1950 film noir. It's directed by Elia Kazan and it stars Richard Widmark and Jack Palance. Another film from 1950. This is a western called The Gunfighter, directed by Henry King and starring Gregory Peck, Helen Westcott and Carl Malden. Next is a 1969 British war film, Play Dirty, starring Sir Michael Caine, God bless you sir, and Nigel Davenport. Next is a DC animated movie, Deathstroke, Knights and Demons. The movie from 2020 has Michael Chiklis as the voice of Deathstroke. So next and last is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is based on the Sega game of the same name, and it stars James Marsden and Jim Carrey. Aren't you glad I run through these quick? So that was it. Have you seen any of those movies or plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free, why wouldn't you? On that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channels today and watching my video. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.